The best of the best gold diggers. Hello YouTube, our conquest today brings us to the best gold diggers making millions out here. I know many have been wondering whether gold digging is slowly transforming into a side hustle. After watching this, I'll believe we'll all have a better incentive on the topic. Trends and life patterns have been evolving over the years, and nobody wants to be left behind by that. Therefore, we all desire to fit into society. Trends have brought us a few of the most intriguing gold digger lists, from Crystal Harris pre-wedding drama to the billionaire Ecclestone situation. The list is endless. You better stay tuned to get a piece of that gold. Number 6. How Azura made millions off scamming sugar daddies. To kick off our list is a famous lady by the name of Azura. By 2018, she was already popular, but her tipping point came later in October when a tech expert flew in from New York on a business trip. Jason, a well-decorated tech engineer, met with Azura as he was wasting away the evening with some drinks at the Four Seasons Hotel. Azura sat at a table away from her prey and threw some sweet looks at him. Funny enough, after a few glances, they were chatting side by side over some drinks. Azura is a smooth operator and played her cards quite well. The next day, she picked up some lunch and shared it over a conversation, where she disclosed to Jason she owned more than 10% of the infamous hotel shares. The fact that he had business in Hong Kong all through the week made things easier for Azura. Instead of flying back to New York, Jason switched his destination to Hong Kong. To trick him further, she invited him to her high-rise apartments situated deep in the luxurious neighborhoods in Hong Kong. Jason was amazed by the captivating furniture in the home. The grand piano was the center of attraction. She had photos of herself in high-end destinations and boasted a photo beside a Rolls-Royce and a private jet. After a few months, Azura asked Jason to transfer some of his assets to be under her custody to protect them from his ex-wife, who might want it all for herself after the divorce proceedings. If you were in such a situation, how would you act towards such a request? Unfortunately for our dear brother Jason, he was caught with his fly down and he complied with her request. It wasn't until later that he realized he had been duped off his wealth and was just another victim who fell prey to her heinous action. Azura by then had already mastered the art of luring and reaping off men's wealth. She had numerous tricks up her sleeves, and her charming looks worked in her favor. Up next is a famous Playboy girl who didn't mind sharing online that she didn't love her husband to be, and was just there for fame and money. The irony is, after this statement, they still got married. Would you get married to someone who thinks of you in such a manner? Let us know in the comment section down below. Number 5. Crystal Harris. Crystal Harris is our point of interest because of who she was involved with. Hugh Hefner, the founder of Playboy, is said to have had a thing for gold diggers. Amongst his 3 wives, Crystal is considered to be the worst gold digger of all time. The couple meets at a Halloween party in the Playboy mansion, where they started dating. 3 years later, they got engaged before Crystal mysteriously called off the wedding a few days to the big day. Not only did she cause unnecessary drama online, but also went the extra mile of appearing on a radio show, letting the public know that she didn't have feelings for him and was there for fame and money. Despite such a gruesome end, Hugh took her back and got married in 2012 at the Playboy Mansion. However, their marriage seemed unreal. They lived happily together until Hugh Hefner's death. The weird thing is that Crystal Harris wasn't included in Hefner's will. The Playboy's million-dollar fortune was divided amongst his 4 children. Crystal was lucky that the will instructed that she be looked after. Did she deserve any pity after publicly making such humiliating remarks about her life partner? Number 4. Evelyn Lozada. The greatest of the great gold digger awards goes to Evelyn Lozada. She was married briefly to Antoine Walker, but they broke up in 2009. She later got remarried to Chad Johnson, who divorced in 2012 due to financial constraints after he retired from active sports. Her latest victim was ex-superstar baseball player Curl Crawford, who was engaged for close to 3 years with a son. The breakup didn't shock anyone, as her track record clearly stated her business. She filed a prenup for half his wealth, despite the fact that they weren't yet married. Walker boldly accused her of gold digging on the airwaves during a radio interview. Her character was now unbecoming and no one could take it anymore. The baseball wives called her out as a gold digger, and Antoine went online to reveal her devious tactics. It's unfortunate that all the athletes she got herself involved with learned the hard way after losing millions of cash. The lesson here is that we have to invest in those willing to invest in us. Up next, we'll feature Mackenzie Bezos. She didn't make the list because of gold-digging habits, but because of being the highest paid from a divorce in the whole world. She was married to Jeff Bezos for a while before he was caught cheating and filed for a divorce when she made the fortune. Number 3. Mackenzie Bezos. When Jeff and Mackenzie's divorce hit the internet, it left many shocked after finding out that Jeff did not have a prenup to protect his billions. When they got married, Jeff hadn't launched Amazon, and neither thought that it would blow up to be something so lucrative. What many of us didn't know is that Jeff was the one caught cheating. Also, he was the one that filed for divorce. Mackenzie is the first woman to walk away with the highest amount of money from a divorce ever. The law outlines that the wealth generated during the marriage period is to be shared equally amongst both parties. Looking at it logistically, Mackenzie was taking a big risk and would have suffered the repercussions had the business failed. She's therefore solely entitled to reap the profits of the business without any doubt. It's unfortunate that the power couple didn't work out and had to split ways. Had they not gotten married in the first place, maybe we never might have had the opportunity to enjoy Amazon. Who knows? Mackenzie's now remarried to a school teacher and is building her new home with her 4 children. She spent most of her money sponsoring the less fortunate in the society. And with that, it's now time for today's best pick. Today's photo was sent to us by a subscriber. So if you come across a photo online and want to know more details about it, just send it over to us. We might even feature it in our future video. Number 2. Anna Nicole Smith. This is the illicit relationship of Anna Nicole Smith, who was engaged to John, an oil tycoon billionaire. Anna Nicole was born in Vicky Lynn Hoden. She originated from a humble background and dropped out of high school. Who said you can't make a name for yourself just because you dropped out of school? In the early 90s, she shocked the world when she beat all odds and made it amongst the most famous individuals in the news. She simply did it by seizing the opportunity to be featured on the front page of Playboy's magazine soon after being signed by Loose Jeans. Before her popularity, she met 89-year-old tycoon James Marshall at a party. Despite a 63-year age difference, they soon got married and moved in together. However, she insisted she was in it for the love. A clear gold digger stamp was on her. Who would marry someone that's 63 years older than them? To silence her critics, she claimed that James Marshall saved her and a child from a bad place, hence the reciprocated love. After 13 months of marriage, the tycoon soon passed on, and she went ahead to sue the family of half of the $1.6 billion estate. Having not been mentioned in the will, she took close to 11 years back and forth in court to try and claim a portion of the estate. Do you think this was genuine love? Don't forget to leave a comment in the section down below, and like and subscribe to receive $1 million in your account. Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell, and you will get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it really works. And number 1, the Ecclestone situation. The last on our list is the famous Formula 1 billionaire. If you might be wondering why a prominent figure such as Ecclestone is being featured as a gold digger, I mean, it's hardly a guy thing, but indeed, gold diggers can be guys too. The reason is that he received more than $500,000 from his wife's trust fund following their divorce. Many assume that the ex-wife will secure millions for herself following her divorce from the multi-millionaire Formula 1 racer. It was a very weird agreement between the two that guaranteed Mr. Ecclestone $100 million a year. The expected outcome from their 24-year-old marriage was inevitable, as many thought she was after the money. Bernie Ecclestone, with a net worth of $3.1 billion, was pretty wealthy at their time of divorce. So the big question is, why was she paying him? In the late 90s, all of his assets were transferred to his wife after facing serious heart issues. If he wouldn't see the light of day again, the wealth was to be divided amongst his daughters after being subjected to British taxation. The law outlines that the wealthier individual in the relationship is responsible for paying their counterparts, and before the eyes of the court, she was considered the wealthier one. Mr. Ecclestone is happily remarried and expecting a child at almost 90 years. Wow.